Hi everyone, and welcome to our Touchbase Thursday for October 15th. I am going to give it a few moments here for everyone to find me live and get their awesome notification that I am live before we go ahead and get started. I got lots to share with you tonight, lots of great products, so I cannot wait to get started. And just going to wait a couple minutes, and then we will begin. For those of you who might be joining me for your first time, welcome to my Facebook Live. I'm Kim Vogel, and I'm a demonstrator from Mount Pleasant, Michigan. And I do Facebook Lives every every Thursday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you are live with me, please comment and say hi, and let me know that you're here. And if you're watching on replay, please type in replay, and we will begin here in just a few moments. Like I said, I've got lots of projects to share with you. Again, I know that I've probably overshared, and more than likely will have I'll run out of time to share everything that I want to share with you guys. Hi, Shelby, and hi, Karen. Deborah, here we go. Yay, I was beginning to wonder if I had anybody watching me live. So anyway, welcome to all of you. We'll be getting here in just a couple of moments. But welcome to the my 3D project version for our Facebook Live this evening. And I think you're going to like the projects that I'm going to be sharing with you. They're all projects that I'm doing. So I am doing, most of the craft shows here in Michigan have been canceled. There are a couple that are still going forward. And so I'm designing things like crazy and making things. Well, I have helpers, but I'm designing and handing off to my helpers. Hi, Donna and Debbie and Sonia, Susie. Welcome everyone. But so yeah, I've been crazily busy designing things to try to sell at these craft shows that I'm doing. And then I'm hosting one again. If you're local to the Mount Pleasant, Michigan area, I'm hosting one on November 14th at the St. Henry Center in Rosebush from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. It'll just be me there, but I'm doing a customer appreciation event. I have tons of handmade gifts for sale. My BOGO sale for those of you that would love a great sale on some Stampin' products and stamp sets and paper and all that great stuff. So that's what I've been busy doing this last week, in addition to getting ready for an event that I have this weekend. So it has been a really busy week. I'm looking over at my table of all the things that I've got packed up already to go. So this weekend I am hosting an event in Everett, Michigan, and it is a crafting weekend, scrapbooking, card making. People can do whatever they want to do. I have 26 awesome ladies attending that, and the space is big enough that we're able to social distance and make it enjoyable for everyone. So I'm really excited and stoked about doing that event. And then next weekend I'm doing my a team retreat for my team here in Michigan, and I have a couple coming from out of state, so I'm really excited about that. Again, practicing social distancing and all the necessary precautions, but I do think it's important that we also kind of try to adjust to our new normal and all that good stuff. Oh, and Donna commented on my hair. I should tell you guys, I got my hair done yesterday, so it might look darker. I actually got some what they call low lights put in it instead of highlights, and this is actually closer to my my normal hair color. So it's definitely darker than what it was a couple days ago. I love it though. I usually go a little bit darker for the fall and winter time. And I'm trying to let it grow again after having Natalie cut it during the whole quarantine time. So thank you, Donna, for noticing that my hair looked different, and I curled it today. So anyway, yeah, Karen, you should be packing. Karen is going to be attending my event that I'm hosting this weekend. So I kind of talked about my event this weekend, but it's a fundraiser for the whole cause is for stopping domestic violence, and all of the proceeds for the event go to a local county in Everett, Osceola County, goes to their women's shelter. And so it's a really great event. It used to be one that they did years ago, and I took it over a couple years ago because I totally believe in the cause. I love giving back with what I do with my Stampin' Up! Business, so excited about that. But it's a lot of work, but so well worth it. So Karen said she's not packed, but I am like ready to go. Put this stuff in my car and let's go. So I spent the day doing a little bit of food prep. My husband cooks the food for the event, and it's a lot of fun. So anyway, a few things in the way of announcements before we get started. So I already talked about my hair. Donna noticed my hair. And then just want to let you guys know, and I'll remind you guys also, but there will not be a Facebook Live next week. And I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. But my issue is I just can't fit it in. So my team retreat is next weekend, and I'm able to set up Thursday night, and it's going to make it so much easier for me to be able to set up. So I was thinking about postponing my Facebook Live or rescheduling it to Wednesday. That's my online bingo. So I'm just going to have to not do a Facebook Live with you guys on next Thursday. I'll remind you that there won't be one, but I apologize. As you guys know, I don't do that very often at all, but I just didn't know where to put it, and I really would love to be able to get set up and all of my food and stuff taken into the hall that I'm doing my team retreat in. So just want to let you guys know that I will not be live with you next week, but I'll be back the following week with lots of awesome, great projects. So hi to Luann and Pam, and trying to see who else is new here. But anyway, a couple other announcements before we get started. Designer Series paper sale is still going on. So if you had your eye on some Designer Series paper, now is the time to get it. It's on sale through the end of October. And one of the promotions that I'm offering during this Facebook Live, and so it expires on Sunday night, but if you put in a minimum $30 order from my website, kimsbasementbunch.com, you will receive 3 of the little projects I'm going to be showcasing for you guys tonight. And I'm sure one of them is going to be a big hit. So anyway, again, if you go to my website, kimsbasementbunch.com, right there's a shop now, host code, everything that you need right there to be able to put your order in. And as you guys know, I do online classes. I have about 4 or 5 of those open. They've all been posting. If you guys have not joined my mailing list, if you're part of my Facebook group or my Facebook page, join my mailing list. You'll get emailed notifications about my online classes. I have one going right now for Warm and Toasty, the Warm and Toasty stamp set, in the Pines bundle, the Snowflake Splendor, and one that I just designed this afternoon. So I took the afternoon off to be able to do some cooking for this weekend. So I cooked like a lot of the meat and things like that, so my husband can just quickly make chicken noodle soup and all that kind of thing. But in the middle of all that, I had to design, and so I designed a class using the Joyful Holly stamp set. And these are the beautiful cards that I made. So this registration for this class will be opening soon. You will need the stamp set to be able to do these cards because there's lots of stamping on it. So the stamp set will be part of the class. I used 3 ink pads, a black, a red, and a green. But the stamp set is gorgeous. What I like about it is that you can stamp this image right here, and then you can color it in, stamp it in with these, and it lines up perfectly. So anyway, so that's what I designed for you guys today. So any of you that are interested in that class, you'll be seeing that posted here soon. And let's do our sharing. So most of you know, if you share my video, you get into the drawing to receive goodies. And I have 2 winners from sharing last week. And they are, so I had the In Color Enamel Dots. And the winner of those is Donna Davis. So Donna, congratulations. Donna, I'll be seeing you, so I'm just going to give you these when I see you next week. So I'm excited about that. Donna will be at my team retreat. And then the winner of the blue adhesive backed gems is Terry McNamara. So congratulations to and Terry. I know I see you too enough that I'll be able to get those to you as well. So congratulations, ladies, for that. And then up for grabs this week, if you share my video, I have a bolt of the Seaside Spray Sparkle Metallic Ribbon and some of the Woven Threads Assorted Sequins. So those are the 2 items, and somebody will win those when we draw next week. So excited about that. I think that's really all I had in the way of announcements. It's just been a busy week here in our house. Like I said, getting ready. I come up with some really cool make and takes for the gals at my event this weekend. I made them a cute little gift that I always do. And then next weekend is my team retreat. So I've already got all the work done in the background for that. It's been a busy couple weeks. And I know this week I haven't been as active on Facebook. And so I'm really sorry. It truly has been busy trying to get everything ready. So, know that I'm busy working behind the scenes for you guys and look forward to doing my Facebook Lives with you guys every week. And with that, I'm going to transition my camera down. You're going to get a sneak peek at my awesome projects. I think I have 4 or 5 here. I doubt if we'll have time to get through all of them. And I'm going to save one of them to the end because if I don't have time to do one of them, I've done a YouTube video on this project probably, I don't know, 2 or 3 years ago that I will reference and link back to. So I'll post the link to the actual video so you'll be able to get the measurements and everything. But they were a really big hit at a craft show that I did a couple of years ago. And I decided to revisit the project and do it again using different Stampin' Up! Product this time as well. So with that, I'm going to transition my camera down. You're going to get a sneak peek at all of the projects. Now, what I'm going to do also, the same thing I did last week. So last week was my fancy fold class, and I took a picture of my handwritten dimensions and I put it next to the card or the project. I'll do that again, and so after my Facebook Live I will post those pictures right here on my Facebook page and in my Facebook group. So just so you know that they will be there, so you don't have to worry about writing things down. And so yeah, if you missed last week's measurements, they are there. Just search for Fancy Folds on my page or in my group and you should be able to find them. If you can't, let me know. I'd be happy to share them with you. So with that, I'm going to transition my camera down and let's get started making some fun projects. Okay. I'm going to undo my microphone. I don't need that anymore because once I do this, you guys can all hear me wonderfully well. Look at these projects, you guys. Aren't they cool? There's your little sneak peek. Can you see the awesome one? You guys are going to be like, oh my gosh. Isn't that cup just the bomb? Okay, so with that, I am going to sit down here and we will get started. So there's your little sneak peek of all the awesomeness you guys are going to be seeing here tonight. I know, right? Lots of stuff. Okay. So let me move them all out of the way and let's get started with, which one should I get started with? I think I'm going to get started with so again, tonight I'm not focusing on any specific product. I'm focusing on just, the 3D projects that I've been making. So I'm all about sharing with you guys exactly what I'm doing. And this is what I've been doing this last week. Just straightening out my camera a little bit, you guys, so that I'm not crooked. There we go. Okay, so this right here, I have 2 different versions of it. And this is a chapstick holder. So if you squeeze this, out comes your chapstick. And so it kind of, you just squeeze it and it's kind of square on the bottom. It goes up to like being able to be shut. You could also put ribbon in here and tie it shut, but I kind of think it stays shut all on its own. I mean, that's not going to come out of there. And I kind of like it without the ribbon because then it's easier to get this in and out of. Whoops. And I did this a couple years ago, and again, these were also a big hit. And my girls did these and gave them to their girls at dance last year, and they loved them as well. Loved them. And so with that, I'm going to show you guys, or tell you the dimensions on this. Now, I'm hoping I don't make any mistakes. If I do, please bear with me, because sometimes 3D projects and I are a little challenging. But I try really hard to not make mistakes. So like I said, what I'll be doing is I'll be posting my measurements with a picture of this on my Facebook group and on my Facebook page after my Facebook Live this evening. I'm going to take them right away. They were there last week, right away after I did it. So you'll be able to have what you need to make this. So what I did on this one, the only thing different is this one I used the scallop tag topper. And this one I used, and I don't know the name of it, but it's the newer one that's in the annual catalog right now. This is the one that we are going to use to make our sample with this evening. Okay, so let me move all of this out of the way. I chose to use a piece of the Designer Series paper from the Snowflake Splendor Designer Series paper. Now I'm going to be bringing in my Stampin' Trimmer, and I'm going to apologize right now because it is the old Stampin' Up! Trimmer. My new one is already packed for the weekend so that I can work on a scrapbook. I'm going to be creating, some of you who have purchased my little mini 6x8 albums, I am going to be creating one using for holiday season, and so I needed to pack my stuff already, and so that is all packed. Go me, right? Okay, so this right here is a piece of 3.5 by 5.25 inch Designer Series paper. And then this is the short side, and this is obviously on the long side. So on the short side, which is this side right here, I'm gonna score it at 1.5 and again at 3. So I'm gonna score it at 1.5, make sure you're scoring, and again at 3. Okay, and then on the long side, so I consider this the long side. Sorry guys that you couldn't see all the way up there. On the long side, I'm going to score it 3/4 on the bottom. So 3/4 here. Okay. And now the other thing that I'm going to want to do is, so I have, I'm hoping you guys can see these. You can probably see them better on the other side. But what you're going to need to do is I need to also put score lines down here on the bottom to be able to make this into a box. So every 3/4 of an inch, you're going to score just up to this little line right here. Not all the way up. You're only going to score to that 3/4 inch line. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this in here at 3/4 of an inch. Bear with me here, guys. And I'm going to score that. I got to get my scoring blade over there. And I'm going to score it only to this line, which is right about there. And then I need another one in here at 3/4 of an inch. So that one I think I'm going to attempt. So 3/4 of an inch. Then again, another 3/4 of an inch would take you to 1.5. And I'm going to score it there as well, just up to that line. Okay, and when you see this, you'll understand exactly kind of what my whole intention was there. Okay, so now I'm going to get my paper snips, if I can find my paper snips. 1 second. Okay, I think we're going to fold this first. So I'm going to fold this on the lines, and then I'm going to fold up on these little tabs here, if I can see them. Boop, boop, bear with me. So here, here, and this one I scored a little off, but we're going to go there. Okay, and then we're going to fold all of these in. Oops, I forgot this one. So basically by scoring on all those little 3/4 of an inch, it gives me the shape of my bottom of the box. Okay, you'll see that here in just a second. And then I am going to actually cut this little tab off. And then I like to miter cut the little ends here, just so that when I go to adhere this together, it's going to look a little bit nicer. So I'm just going to cut those ends off, okay? So the next thing that I am going to do is I'm going to adhere this shut like that. So I'm going to fold this little flap right here in. I'm going to fold this one over, and I'm going to adhere it really good. Now you're going to want to either use our tear-in tape for this, or you're going to want to use a really strong adhesive like our Stampin' Seal Plus, which I don't have here right now. So you're going to see me use our regular seal. It'll be fine. I can fix it later if it comes apart. You're going to add a little bit of adhesive on there, and then you're just going to fold it shut. Okay, so that's all we've done so far. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to punch the top of this with the tag topper punch. And so to do that, you're going to put this right here. Make sure you do the side that doesn't have your little tabs already cut. Lesson learned, because I did do that once. You're going to put this in here, and then I like to look at the back. Make sure that you have it in there really good, and you want to make sure that you have the same amount on each side before you punch it. Okay, and we're just going to punch it. And that's going to give you your little design for the inside. And then from there, you just kind of squeeze it like you would if it was like a little sour cream container. And then we just are going to put adhesive on all of these little tabs, and these get folded in like that. So I'm not going to take the time to do that because I want to get on to the next project. But isn't that cute? And that's how simple that is to go together. I then used some circle punches, and this is from the snowflake Splendor stamp set, or Snowflake Wishes, I think it's called. I stamped using the Pacific Point ink, and then I used a Pacific Point circle to coordinate, and then adhered that to the front of this, and then I topped it off with those awesome blue gems that I showcased last week when I showcased the awesome snowflake cards. Put one of those right here in the middle. So let me bring in the finished one again so you guys can see it completely done. And again, it holds the chapstick perfectly in there, so it won't come out. But again, you could also put ribbon in here if you wanted to and tie it shut or something like that. But isn't that cool? So, you know, you can kind of think of, you could also probably put other things in here. A little pack of like lifesavers would probably fit in there. I think you guys are probably thinking very creatively right now about the different things you'd be able to fit in here. But I love it. I love how simple it is and how easy it is to do. The hardest part is that scoring, but you'll see what I mean. It's at every 3/4 of an inch. So you have the 4 little tabs that are all the same size to be able to glue that all up together. So anyway, hope you guys like that first project. And so like I said, I'll be selling my chapsticks in those, because who cannot use chapsticks as we head into the fall and the winter season. Okay, my next project that I'm going to share with you is this adorable little, mascara. Yeah, mascara would fit in there too, and lipstick. Next one I'm going to share with you is this adorable little Post-it note holder. Now, you can do a couple different versions of this Post-it note holder. And with this one, I actually have to give Kay credit for this. So let me show you what I created. And Kay is actually, my friend Kay's putting these together for me. I created one that looked like this, where it was just kind of like a Matchbox type style. And then you actually adhere, when you add your Post-it notes, you want to actually glue it right in there. So the last Post-it note is adhered right into that. And so that was what kind of mine looked like. And then you can decorate this any way you wanted to, but she did the trifold one, and I really, really like that one as well. So you're going to be getting the measurements for the trifold one, and she actually did one here for me. Her handwriting is a lot better than mine. So this is her handwriting when she did her measurements and where her score lines were. And again, you'll be getting that posted to Facebook or onto here after I'm done with my live tonight. So you'll be able to have that. But all you do is you want to kind of figure out your thickness of your Post-it notes. So if your Post-it notes are really, really thick, this little line right here is going to need to be wider. Okay, so you really want to measure your Post-it notes, because you can get them all different sizes. But that's I think the biggest trick to the trade, so to speak, of making these is to making sure that you have enough space in there for your Post-it notes to fit. Okay, and then from there it's just folded up. And again, this is a really cute little gift to be able to give to, your coworkers or, anybody like that. And then we just cut designer series paper, different sizes, to coordinate putting onto these things. So that one goes there. This one will go here. And then you just adhere those, Post-it notes on the inside, and voila, you have a great little 3D project. So let me again show you guys the one done. So, and if you really wanted to, you could get little Velcro and put little Velcro on this to hold it shut. And I really ran out of time to decorate this more than what I already did, but you could decorate this with a cute little, snowflake, or, this paper is the beautiful First Frost paper, and I love it. I love that paper. So anyway, that is my second project that I wanted to share with you. So my next one that I'm going to share with you is this version of a hot chocolate packet. This is so cool. So first of all, is this not perfect for hot chocolate? So this right here is from, let me see if I can find a holiday catalog, and I'll tell you. I don't have the actual stamp set here right now, because these are being made. I think, I'm not sure if, I got like 4 different people working on projects for me right now. So I don't know who's got what. But I'm telling you, I'm glad that they all love putting things together for me. So this is the stamp set right here. It's called Warm Hugs, and it has the little mug right here, and then you can take this right here and stamp inside the mug, and then there's a die, the little warm wraps dies, to be able to cut that mug out. And then I use the For You and then there's a die that cuts that out and puts a hole in the middle of it, and then the die behind it is this stamp right here, and it all layers together so awesomely well. And so we tried to stamp that to make it look like it was hot chocolate in a mug. Isn't that cute? This one is really, really simple, easy to make. Now this one right here will hold, you can see I've got a little bit of a score mark here so that it will, you know, I have the space to be able to have this sit in there. But this is just Nestle hot chocolate packet. This is similar to like your Swiss Miss or whatever kind of hot chocolate that you guys might get, and it just slides in here really well. And then I'm also getting some peppermint spoons to put in these as well, and it will fit right in here. Not spoon, sorry, this one's going to have a peppermint stick, like an old-fashioned candy stick, so they can use their stick to mix in their hot chocolate. Won't that be awesome? So cool. So let me show you guys how I made this one. And I used the Warm Hugs Designer Series paper for this. So this is just a piece of, and I'm going to need to score, because I didn't score anything. I wanted you guys to be able to see how I did all that. Yes, Karen, this would make it cute for a tea bag as well. And the same with my other one. The mug that you guys are going to be seeing would be great for tea as well. I always think hot chocolate because, you know, it's sweet and it's, you know, stuff I love. So, all right. So with that, let me bring in my trimmer again, and we're going to do some scoring. Now this piece of cardstock right here, let me find my little cheat sheet here. But this is just a typical piece of 8.5 by 11. It's cut at 4 1/4, okay? So let me find it here. You guys should see my mess of stuff. I have like stuff everywhere. Oh, this one's on here. Okay, bear with me, guys. Bear with me. Okay, so it's 4 1/4 by 11, and then I'm going to score it at 5.5. 5.5 is the halfway mark on this, okay? And then all I did is I moved this over just like a 1/8 of an inch, and I scored it again. And that gave me perfectly that little bit of space that I need to be able to do that, okay? And then on one of these, you're going to score it at 1 1/4. I think I actually may have done mine at 1 1/8 because I used the other 1/8 of an inch to score that little, this little mark in there, okay? So it doesn't really matter though. You'll see how easy this is to go together. So then you're going to go ahead and fold on those score lines. And the two that you have close together are a little bit harder to score, but you want to make sure you score those good. And you can see again that that little bit is just enough to kind of give you what you need to be able to have that hot chocolate packet slip right in there, okay? And then this one's going to fold down like that, okay? So then I have a piece of cardstock, and I used the Early Espresso. This is cut 4 by 3.5, and it's going to fit down here on the bottom. I don't need it to go all the way up to the top because that's just going to be folded over, and no one's going to see that I didn't have it go all the way up. And then the Designer Series paper, I cut 3 3/4 by 3. So this is going to actually even have a little bit more that's showing, or that's not, you know, up here. But by the time you put this down, no one's going to see it. And because I cut this by 3, I can get more out of my 12 by 12 piece of Designer Series paper, right? So you got to always kind of be thinking about that, because why not? You want to save some paper. So we're going to go ahead and adhere these two together. And I'm just going to put some seal on that. And then I'm going to adhere this down to the front of my packet. Like that. And then I actually adhered this down. Okay, so I'm going to adhere that shut. So I'm just going to put some adhesive up here on this. And this is just for looks. You just want that for the looks. And then I cut a piece of 1 inch by 4 1/4 piece of the Designer Series paper. That is, again, you can use either side you want. And I chose to use this awesome gingham side. Janie, yes, I got my nails done. So this is what they call the cat eye. And he actually put like some foil to make it look like leaves on one of them. Yeah, I did just get them done yesterday. So yesterday was a little bit of a pampering day. I got my hair done. I got my nails done. So when I move them, you can see different things. Isn't that kind of cool? I like it. So, he does awesome things. So then I'm going to adhere this down. I'm telling you though, you guys, it's killing me that I haven't had pink in a while. I have not had pink on my nails in quite some time, and it's starting to kind of be like, huh, I miss my pink nails. All right, so these are the pieces that I've stamped out in advance. So I showed you these with the stamp set. And those are what I've kind of got cut out and done. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to adhere this one onto this piece with some little mini dimensionals. And this is where the minis, I mean, I hardly ever had the minis at my desk. I know you guys mostly hear me say, oh, all I got is the big ones, and then I have to cut them apart. But I actually have the mini ones here this time. So I'm just going to put the mini ones on onto this little round for you. And this is going to get adhered down. It fits perfect. This stamp set is so awesome. And then here's my little hot chocolate packet, or my little hot chocolate. Isn't that cute? So I stamped that in early espresso for the outline. And then I stamped using the crumb cake to go on the inside. And I'm going to put that right here on the inside, like that. And then before I adhere it down, we're going to tie some ribbon around it. So I chose to use the braided real red. So I'm not going to glue this together. It's just tied together with some of this real red trim. And you can tie it in a bow. You can tie it just in a knot if you want. You can kind of do whatever you want with it. And I think did a bow, even though it's not the best bow. I'm telling you guys, I'm not the greatest at bows when you have to tie it. I'm used to doing those little cheater bows. But with this one, I actually did tie it right around here because this is what's going to hold it together. I did not do anything else to glue this down to hold it together. So I'm just going to kind of hold my finger there. And then I actually tied it in a knot first. So I'm just going to tie it in a knot. If you have somebody there to hold it down for you, it makes it a lot easier, but I'm just going to kind of do it like that. It's kind of loose, but you get the gist of it. And then you can tie it in a bow. And you don't want it too tight, because if you do it too tight, and then I'm going to actually glue that down with a glue dot. If you do it too tight, you're not going to be able to get that candy stick in there. But I like to put my knots down with a glue dot, so that way it kind of holds it in there. And then you can adhere this with some dimensionals down to your project. And then you've got hot chocolate. I'm just going to put a couple on there. And again, here I probably would use the bigger ones, but I only have the little ones here tonight. Adhere that down. And there you have a hot chocolate packet. You can see that it'll fit in here just as nice. And it goes all the way to the bottom, fits in there really good. Isn't that cute? So here you could use many different papers for this. It doesn't have to be, this is the Heartwarming Hugs Designer Series paper that I've chosen to use, mainly because it's from the same product suite that I used for the cute little stamp set and stuff. So anyway, I hope you guys like that project. It's also been a really hot item for me at different craft shows as well. Secret Santas, coworkers, I've had a lot of like grandmas purchase these and then put a gift card in there for their, their grandchildren, that kind of thing. So that is that project. Okay, so the next one that I'm going to show you, the cute mug that I know you're all waiting for last. The next one that I'm going to share with you, and I know that this is going to be a hot item, is this awesome little hand sanitizer box. Isn't that cute? So cute. These are the hand sanitizers from Bath & Body Works. And this is a cute little box that holds it perfectly. And what I did is I coordinated the colors of this to coordinate with the colors of the hand sanitizer. This is the Champagne Apple and Honey. I couldn't get a whole lot of hand sanitizers, so I took what I could get. But it fits in there perfectly. And what I'll probably do when I go to sell these is I'll probably put a glue dot right here on the back and then stick it in there, so that way when I move it up, because it does fall out and stuff, but that way it kind of will stick in there. But I think these are going to be a hot item. I think people are going to love these to be able to give to different, with everything going on right now, we all need hand sanitizer, right? And so, again, you will have all of the dimensions to be able to make this. So let me put this to the side and I'll make one together with you. I hope you guys are enjoying all of these awesome projects tonight. It was really fun to design them for my craft shows and things. And so that's kind of why I decided it was what I was working on and what I had time to be able to share with you. This is a piece of the old olive cardstock. This is cut 4 3/4 by 3 3/4. And then on the short side, so this is the short side, I'm going to score it at 1. So let me bring this in here. I'm going to score it at 1, and I'm going to score it at 2 3/4. And then on the long side, I'm going to score it at 1. And then again at 2. Okay, so now I'm going to get that out of here. And then I am going to fold on all of these creases. And again, if you have a bone folder, which I do, but I'm trying to save a little bit of time with you guys. You're going to fold in all those creases, and then you're going to cut up to the score line on these, like this. Okay. And then this right here, oops, I forgot to fold that one. This right here gets folded up and goes in like this. Okay. And then this one gets wrapped around the outside. So we're going to put some adhesive on. Let me make sure I put adhesive on the right tabs. This one, the inside goes up and in. So I'm going to put adhesive for right now on these 2 tabs. That's the hardest part about this, is you have to make sure you put the adhesive where it needs to be. So that's going to get folded up. And this one's going to get folded up. And then this one's going to get folded up this way, and these 2 tabs are going to go around the outer side. Now, no one's going to see that because we're going to be putting a strip of paper around there. So now I'm going to put adhesive on these 2 sides. Again, you're going to want to use a really good adhesive like the Stampin' Seal Plus or the tear tape. Okay, so go like that. All right, and then I have a piece of 1 inch designer series paper. I'm sorry, 1 3/4 by 2 1/2. And I'm going to start on the back. I'm going to put a little bit of adhesive on the one end, and I'm going to start on the back, and whoops, so that I want my seam to be on the back. So I'm going to start on the back, and I'm going to wrap this all the way around. And I'm going to also put a little bit of adhesive on the other side, and go like this. And I will tell you, someone gave me one of these hand sanitizers, and I kind of tweaked the box a little bit using some new Stampin' Up! Product. But these are the newer Bath & Body Works things. So, yeah. And then what you're going to do is you're going to cut from this corner down to here. Now, you could also use your trimmer if you wanted to, but I just kind of eyeball it. So I'm just going to cut down to that. And I'm going to do the same on this side. Just cut them off. Look how cute that is. So see, it's fitting in there perfect, right? And then from there, you can embellish it in any which way that you would like. So I used the Little Treats stamp set. So here's the Little Treats. And I used the Santa hat right here. And I also used the Especially For You. And there's a little die that cuts this out, part of the Treats dies. And all I did was adhere these down to the box. Let me bring my box back in so you guys can see it again. So I used Stampin' Dimensionals on this one. And I'm just going to put that on here like that. And then this one, I just put a little bit of adhesive actually right up here on the box, because this one I just put on at an angle like that. And then I topped it off. I made a little bow using this ribbon. This ribbon is from the Wonder of the Seas. No, Wonder in this, I forget what it is. The deer, it's got the deer and the bells. This is the ribbon that I chose to use because it was old olive and it would match my box really, really well. Now, the other hand sanitizer that I purchased has a label on it that is green. So what I'm going to be doing with that one is changing this out where this box will be red. And then I'll use some, oh, I didn't put the designer series paper in there. So I'll tell you that here in a minute too. But I'm going to change the box out and make the box red. and then incorporate some of the green Designer Series paper. So then that way that will match that one a little bit better. So you can kind of do your color scheme based on, whoops, let me grab that. This ribbon's really kind of silky, and I'm trying to make a really little bow. Bear with me here, guys. This is the worst thing I mess up on. I'm okay with that tonight. Because sometimes 3D projects, like I said, and we don't get along the greatest. There we go. And I blame it on me being a lefty. I do that a lot. But sometimes you know, they'll tell you to do the short side and you do the long side or something like that. I'm always screwing things up that way. Okay, and this I'm just making really, really small. And yeah, I wasted a little bit of that ribbon, but that's okay. And then I just adhered this down with a glue dot onto the end of my project here. And then topped it off with a couple of the champagne gems. So I'm going to put one here in the hat. And then I put one down here on the Especially For You. This one I'm going to put up here at the top. And then I have a piece of Designer Series paper. So this you want to have match whatever you put down here. This Designer Series paper is 1 3/4 by 2.5. And that is going to fit down inside of my back of this perfectly. Yay! I did it! There you have a great little project. Philomena, yes, this would be a great project for like your UPS person, any delivery people. I'm glad that you're liking my projects, you guys. Yeah, this would be great for so many different people. And who couldn't use a little hand sanitizer to keep with them in their vehicle or something like that for after you get back from, you know, being out and about, doing your shopping or whatever. So, yeah. Okay. So my last project that I'm going to share with you guys is probably the one you've all been waiting for. And I have to tell you, it's probably one of my favorite projects as well. So I got to clear my space here because this one, whew, I have to make sure I'm not stressed out for it. So I don't want to screw it up. But this is the one that if I screw up, I do have a video. This is on YouTube right now. I know Karen mentioned earlier that this is on YouTube. I did this as a YouTube video about 2 years ago, maybe 3, I'm not sure. But this is a perfect 3D project. I purchased Ghirardelli hot chocolate and put Ghirardelli hot chocolate inside of there with a peppermint spoon. And it makes it a great gift to give out as well to your mail people, your delivery people, your anybody, okay? And this one, because it's a little bit more, you know, the first hot chocolate holder that I did, you can kind of see I used the same product on both of them. But this one is more, I use just your regular typical hot chocolate. This one, I stepped up the game a little bit. So this one's going to get the Ghirardelli hot chocolate, more of a gourmet chocolate. And then those awesome, I have some peppermint spoons. If you go to Amazon and search for peppermint spoons, you will see them. And you'll be able to purchase them to be able to make some of these as well. Now, for this, you need an envelope punch board. And I know that Stampin' Up! Discontinued their envelope punch board. I still have mine, so I'll be using it this evening on this project. I will tell you they're still available for purchase by other stores as well. And so I apologize using a product that's been retired. But this is perfect. To me, I can't help it. I love this. Yes, Karen, I did. I made these for a swap I did at a Stampin' Up! Event that I went to down in the Lansing, Michigan area. And that is when I made these last. Okay, so with that, let's make that together. Let me find all my measurements here. We are going to start with a piece. And again, I have all of them. And so I will definitely make sure that you have these posted on my Facebook page and my group for you guys to be able to duplicate them, okay? Oh, thank you. I have, is it Avanel? Am I saying your name right? A first-time person watching me. Welcome. I'm glad you're joining me. Hope that you come back every Thursday night. Okay, so this is a piece of Early Espresso cardstock. It's cut 7 3/4 by 9.5. Now I did no scoring on this yet because I wanted to do all of my scoring with you guys. So on the long side, that's kind of how I do this. On the long side, we are going to score at 1.5. So let me get this in here, 1.5. And then we're going to score it again at 3. And then again at 4.5. So basically I'm scoring it at every 1.5 inch increments, okay? Then again at 6. And let me open this up. Welcome, Donna. I'm glad to have you here too. And then again at 7.5. So tonight is my 3D projects featuring all kinds of great things that I'm making for the holiday season. But I do Facebook Lives every Thursday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I'm glad to have you here, and make sure you guys join like my page and join my Facebook group for lots of other inspiration that I do as well. So, and there I'm talking and not scoring. Okay, so that was on the long side. On the short side, we are going to score at 1.5. Doesn't matter which end here. 1.5 and 5.25. Okay. Then from there, we are going to fold at all of these lines, every single one of them. You can kind of see that this scoring here is going to form the mug. You guys can kind of probably already see that. And then I like to score this other little half of a one by doing it this way. And then we're going to score it on this end and then on this end. Okay. And then what we're going to do, I need to bring in my envelope punch board, and I have 3 of these things, and I had to find one that was really sharp because, and again, this is a discontinued product from Stampin' Up, and so I'm really sorry. If you really like it, you're going to have to get it somewhere else. I hate to do that, but I couldn't resist. I had to still do these projects for you guys because it's so cute. But envelope punch boards is one of the items that you can purchase anywhere, and then you can get all your other products for this project from my online store at kimsbasementbunch.com. You can get all your cardstock, you can get all your designer series paper, all that awesome stuff. So what you're going to do so you have the 2 sides where we scored. This is where we scored at the 1.5. This is the 5.25. So at this smaller side right here, we're going to put this into our envelope punch board, and you're going to put it at 1.5. So right here is your 1 at the top. There's your 1.5. I hope you guys can see that. And my camera is going to shake as I punch this, but I'm going to be punching through 2 layers of cardstock. So I'm going to tell you guys right now, it's going to shake a little bit. I have to stand up to do that. And then you're going to keep on doing all of that all the way down. So I'm just folding over, putting this in here at 1.5. It's going to shake again. And I'm going to keep doing that all the way down. This is probably the hardest part. Almost done. I've got 3 more to do. We're halfway there. Again at 1.5. They're all at 1.5. You want to make sure this is all the way to the top. 2 left. I'm going to actually move all my junk out of there because sometimes that will clog it. So 1.5 again. Make sure you guys can see me in here. And then you even want to do this little one right here. Oops, let me fold that the right way. There we go. 1.5. Okay, that's the hardest part to this. And I did it. Woohoo! Okay. So then what we are going to do is we are going to take our paper snips and we are going to cut up on every single one of these little tabs. Okay. And this one, we're going to actually do the little miter cut and get that right off there. And then this piece right here, we're going to cut off completely. Woohoo! Let's see here. There we go. And then we're going to also cut off this little tab. So I'll show you what you should have left. What you should have left at that point is a piece of paper that looks like this. And again, I have a YouTube video out there on this. If you just go to Kim Vogel and search Kim Vogel on YouTube, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel and search hot chocolate cup. You will be able to find this. Trust me, you definitely will. Okay, then what we're going to do is we are going to, let me make sure I've got this folded the right way. You want to make sure you got it folded the right way, because what we're going to do is we're going to be adhering this part down, and then you're going to fold up your cup, and you want to put, actually I'm going the wrong way, so that's why I needed to check. So you want to check. You're going to be putting this piece inside of here, and that's going to close up the seam on the top part of your cup. Okay, so we are going to adhere this down. You're going to put some adhesive. So you want to put adhesive along the top here, and then adhesive down on the bottom here, but not all the way to the end, because you want to be able to get that piece in there, and you'll see here in just a minute. Now this is where you're going to want to also use a really good bonding adhesive. You can see I didn't go all the way to the end, and I'm going to fold this down. And then I'm just going to fold this up. You can see my cup forming there, and that's going to go right inside of there. So I'm going to put some adhesive on both sides of this tab. Some on that side. So it's going to get really sticky, but that's okay because you want it to stick. So I'm putting adhesive on both of those. And I'm going to fold this up, and then that's going to slide right in here. And you're going to make sure you get a good seam on that. Make sure I get that in there right. And then you're going to squeeze her shut. Look at that. Okay, now the other thing that you could have done while it was laying flat is you could have put your little sides on here. I always forget that because I don't know, I always do that after the fact. To me, it's easier to do it flat, but it's not hard to do it afterwards either. These little designer series papers are cut, you're gonna need 6 of them, and they are cut 1 1/4 by 3, and you're just gonna kind of wanna put them near the top of, because this is gonna fold in. You're gonna eventually fold this in to make the base of your cup. So you want to be able to kind of put them up near the top. You want to put 5 of them on. The 6th one you don't want to do till after you adhere your handle, and I'll show you guys how to adhere the handle here in just a couple of seconds. Isn't this cool though? It's so, I mean, they're a little bit time consuming, but they're so fun, and they're such a wow project. They really are. Now you could also do these with tea. You could do this, you know, I'm trying to think what else. You could also make them like soup themed if you wanted to, and put soup in there, all kinds of different things. And again, they're not that hard. The only thing that you really do need is the envelope punch board to kind of give it your mug look there on the bottom. Okay, so my last one before I do the handle is going on right now. And that one's going to go up there. Okay, so we have them all except for the one. And that's going to be where my handle is going to go. So when I cut this beginning piece of Early Espresso cardstock, I had a little piece or a little bit of Early Espresso left. From that piece, you're going to cut your handle piece. This is 6 1/2 by 1. And what you're going to do is you're going to score it on one side at 1/2 inch. So let me bring in my scoring thing here. At one end, you're going to score it at 1/2 inch. Okay, and you're going to fold that over. And then you're going to adhere this down to that. So that way, you'll see here in a minute, you want the side that you're using on your cup. You want the brown piece on top of it, okay? So I'm going to put a little bit of adhesive along this top part right here. I'm going to line this up. I want to make sure it's kind of centered on there. And you're going to fold this over, okay? Next, you're going to take your bone folder, and you are going to bone fold this just a little bit, okay? Did I bone fold it the wrong way? Yeah, I probably did, because that's what I like to do. And then you're going to adhere it down over to this side. So I'm going to put a little bit of adhesive on here, and I'm going to adhere it down over here as well. Okay? Oh, I did it backwards. See? I did do it backwards. Bear with me, guys. Bear with me. See, this is the stuff that lefties struggle with. So anyway, because what we want to do is we want to adhere this handle down. Bear with me. Okay, guys, I really did screw it up. So, all right, so what you want to do is you want to get your handle. Let me show you the sample. So you're going to adhere this down here like this. So I scored this one, right? All right, so it's scored. Going to put that down like that. And this is going to come around like this. Now we're catching on to something. There we go. Well, you guys, I think, get the gist of it. You got to glue it down. I did do it backwards. So you glue it down like this. So I just need to turn this around. But I got adhesive on the wrong sides. So anyway, there we go. Okay. Like this. And like that. Woohoo! I did it! Okay, so anyway, that always kind of gets me, but I did it. Woohoo! Go me. So now you guys know I'm real and I make mistakes too. But I like to blame it on the lefty issue because, you know, we always do things backwards. That's just kind of how we roll. Okay, and then this is going to go on here like that. And then you're going to want to make sure you adhere this down really good. So I like to actually put some glue dots up here and down here on the bottom. So that's the secret. You want the side. I had the paper on backwards because that's just how I am. And then you have your cute little handle. Isn't that cute? Okay, so final thing is these little tabs right here. And I find it easiest to glue these down by putting adhesive on every other one. So I'm going to do that one and I'm going to skip that one. And I'm going to do this one and I'm going to skip that one. And then I'm going to do this one. Okay, and then from there, you're going to, opposite of each one, adhere it down, kind of crisscrossing them. This is going to give your cup the form. You can see right now it's kind of lopsided. So by doing that, put the adhesive one down, and then that one on top, this one down, and that one on top. Okay, so by doing that, it gives you the form that you need. Then I like to take like your scissors or something and make sure you really get that to adhere good together. And there you have your cute little mug. And then from there, I adorned it the exact same way that I did with this hot chocolate packet. And I didn't take the time to stamp another one out, but then I would put that on here. You could also add ribbon around it if you wanted to. And yeah, there you have the cute little mug, which I would have to put more adhesive on that. I was in a hurry because I'm close to my hour and I don't like to keep you guys over that time frame. So anyway, I hope that you guys have enjoyed all of my projects, even though I struggled on the last one. I made it to the last one, you guys. I'm proud of myself. Remember, full disclosure, I mentioned when I started that sometimes 3D projects can confuse me. But I hope that you guys enjoyed all of these projects. So these are just a few of the projects that I'll be featuring at my upcoming couple little craft shows that I'm doing. Now, what I will also be doing is any of my projects that I do not sell at my upcoming events, I'll be posting them here on my Facebook page. I do sell them. This one I'd have to be really careful with shipping those, but I do ship my projects all over the place. So if there's anything that you would like after my sales, all of my leftover things get posted, and you're welcome to take advantage of that. So anyway, thank you all so very much for joining me tonight. Now again, if you are interested in putting in a minimum order with me, you will receive 3 of these projects sent to you. And if you really want the mug, I can have the mug be one. However, I would not be able to send it to you already assembled because I don't want to chance it making a mess. You just visit my website at kimsbasementbunch.com. There is a link for my Shop Now button and a host code right there. Anybody who puts in a minimum $30 order from now through Sunday night will receive 3 of these projects. They won't include, like if you wanted the hand sanitizer, it wouldn't include the hand sanitizer. But I like to send completed projects. They would all be done. You'd have to just fold them up because I don't want to get them ruined. But I'd be happy to get those in the mail for you. So thank you guys so very much for joining me tonight. Now, again, as a reminder to those of you that joined me late, and those of you that are new to finding me on Facebook, I do Facebook Lives every Thursday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. However, next week, I have a huge event for my team next weekend, and I will not be able to do a live next Thursday night. I'll be setting up for my event with them, which is one of my favorite events ever. So I will not be live with you all next Thursday, but I'll be back the following Thursday for lots more great inspiration and Stampin' Fun. So thanks everyone for hanging tight with me while I made a little bit of a mistake on my mug. Hope you enjoyed the projects. I'll be taking pictures of them and getting them posted here just shortly for you to be able to stamp and create similar projects for yourself. Thanks everyone. Bye.